Hello and welcome to France 24's Euro 2020 show. It's semi-finals time. Who to take on Italy at Wembley on Sunday? England or Denmark? Can the Danes beat all the odds to reach the last step? Or will England play in their first major tournament final since 1966? James Vassina is with me to try and answer all of those questions. Hi there, James.
Hi, Simon.
Well, one of the big pre-tournament favourites, England, are set to play in their temple of football, Wembley, with 60,000 fans to back them. Gareth Southgate has yet to concede in the tournament. His team have grown and their performances have improved significantly since the group stages. James, do you get the feeling that it is now or never for England?
Now or never? Never, I hope not, because I think they're definitely... Gareth Southgate isn't looking forwards. He's been asked about, next year, what about the World Cup? It's very much on the now, and we've seen that throughout the whole tournament. It's about the now, about the game that's coming up. Whether it could happen this year, definitely looks like it could. There's the spirit, there's everything in there. And when we look at how they've gone through, if we take a look, for example, at some of the results from throughout the tournament, that we've seen this wave of progression. And you could think coming into this that maybe there was, in a normal time, England would kind of maybe underestimate some of their opponents and maybe Denmark, because we kind of saw that coming in against Scotland. We thought everyone was imagining that, this was going to be the day that England was going to smash Scotland at home. Didn't happen, and I think that's helped them definitely for the rest of the tournament and for tonight. Not that they would underestimate Denmark in the form that they're in, but the players are very, very close. They're playing as a team, and Gareth Southgate, he knows what he's doing. He doesn't listen to what's going on outside, but in a good way. He's not bowing down, obviously, to fans' almost demands, because we know who many would like to see play. And he's not. He's sticking to his guns. He's going ahead, as we've seen, and he's there to get the job done. And it's working every single time. So I think tonight there's going to be. We can take a look at the formations in a bit, but the players in themselves, if they're going to be up against, like they were against Ukraine, a lot of them, several were taken off before the end of the game. They'll be fresh. They have that. They have taken the time to recuperate from it. But some of them have also been in the semi-final before. But they will be quite a bit of pressure, and behind them, the crowds will be roaring. That we can imagine.
Well, let's
sure.
go through the English lineup now, James. No major surprises in this team. Bukayo Saka perhaps coming in for Jadon Sancho. There were question marks there. But who do you think in this starting 11 can be the match winner for the English side?
I think, when you look at it, it's all but one the same lineup as we had against Ukraine. Defensively, there was a lot of talk, of course, before. We forget this now. Now that we've gone through, these clean sheets for England, but defensively, England came up with a lot of questions raised before. That's now sorted. We look at Luke Shaw at the back. We look at Maguire. Shaw, obviously, we've seen how crucial he's been in the last game with his 2 assists, an assist again before that, and then I think a lot of it's going to be happening in the midfield tonight. It's not going to be easy for them, obviously against Denmark, but that decision, obviously, to bring in Saka, that's going to please many people. Although I'm sure. We were all very happy to see Sancho on last time, and what a performance. But Saka, the before that, it was a sensation, and I think he's also part of this emotion that's going into the game, because we've seen what he can create, and he's a very versatile player. But again, if things aren't going well on the evening, he's got plenty of players to pick from the bench who he can rely upon, and all round there's going to be a lot of attacking. We've seen Harry Kane has come to life. I think that game against Germany, where he finally kind of woke up from his little the hiatus there, helps. But now again, we've seen that the 2 goals in the last game. I think England is definitely woken up.
England in the right place, and there's also the mentality of it, because many of these players actually took part in the semi-final. England lost to Croatia in 2018. Defender Harry Maguire said the team would use that experience this time around.
I think just the experience in general of playing a semi-final at a major tournament. I think during times of the game and the belief that we had in the game in the second half against Croatia, could we be a little bit more brave and more composed and take the ball when we was leading the game, and not really sit back and soak up the pressure. Is that something that we could have done better? Of course, we've looked at it over the 4-year period. So yeah, I think I think for sure we're in a better place now than what we was.
You know, James, we've heard Harry Maguire there talk about experience. How crucial is experience going to be in this semi-final?
Yeah, I mean, the experience is always going to be there, and they've built it together themselves. So that's throughout what they've learned in the games, they're going to be able to put that in tonight, and they're going to need to put everything that they need tonight, because there's a huge amount of pressure up on England. This is the opposite for Denmark, of course, but England, now they've got so far, they don't want to let things slide.